It's August 24th in the morning in Zone 5B here in the backyard of Colorado tulips. Let's take a look at what's going on. We've got a little sunflower coming up here. I mean, obviously it's in a pot and sort of in the shade, so it's not growing tall, but I think perhaps my key is going to be find some tall sunflowers because I'll be able to grow them dwarf. But yeah, it looks lovely. There's a lot of bird activity this morning. We got another little sunflower that's going to come up there. The salvia is still doing beautifully. The supertunias are getting attacked with aphids. I have been pulling them off of aphids. I've been pulling the aphids off and crushing them for a few weeks. I finally gave up and popped some insecticide on these ones here. And I've got them covered to keep the pollinators out. So hopefully that will do something. The morning glories are trailing and vining really nicely. The hummingbirds still have basically no interest in that feeder, but they are constantly and always interested in the salvia, the rocket play and the blues rockin' salvia. Let's go down here. I've actually gotten a couple of tomatoes. I think I've gotten like 5 tomatoes. Oh, the rabbit is actually inside of this for the first time. I have not seen him. I don't know if you could see him scooching around in there. He is inside my raised bed now for the first time, and I want him out. Where did he just go? Oh, bad rabbit. Bad rabbit. All right, I gotta chase him out of here. Good Lord, I feel like Farmer McGregor. Yeah. Bunny, out. There we go. Oh my God. All right, it's time. I really am going to have to get that stuff to keep the rabbits out. So the sunflowers down here are doing nicely. They are branching. They're getting multiple buds. You can see there. Zinnias, I've gotten probably half a dozen zinnias off these plants. I realized not very long ago that me, kind of staking up these tomato plants was very counterproductive because they weren't able to set fruit underground, or set tubers underground if I staked them up instead of hill them up. So next year we'll do something a little different there. These tomatoes are doing really nicely. This in fact here is the 2 plants that I'm getting most of my tomatoes off of. You can see that they are ripening and they're actually somewhat tasty, which is very nice. The zinnias have lots and lots of buds. The cosmos are doing nothing but growing beautiful ferny foliage. I still have yet to see a bud anywhere in there. The morning glories are starting to set their seed. I think I'm beginning to understand why people don't grow morning glories. But I've been having fun with it, and certainly they've been growing some lovely vines, and the little pink flowers. Here we go. I think these are going to be maybe some burgundy colored gladiolus. These ones have not done anything yet. They've been basically the same size for quite a while. You can see that there's a couple floating around in there, and these ones that I had just shoved in pots. There's one in there. But let's pan over. The ones that are in ground, definitely happier, right? All right, and that bunny. All right, we're gonna have to do something about this rabbit. The rose bush it's just continuing to push blooms constantly, even more so than the yellow ones, but the yellow ones are doing nicely too. The salvia is dying back. I don't know if it's just because that is a swampy, wet area. I think I'm also realizing that keeping mulch on this back area here, yes, mulch really does keep the moisture in the soil, and that is not my problem here. I've got plenty of moisture in the soil. These here are kind of little tiny pink snapdragons, and I just pulled a couple of dried seed pods off. I may just grow some next year, see if I can scatter them. But here we go. All right, so here's the gladiolus in the back. these back gladiolas have, knock on wood, not been hit by thrips. They did really super last year. They're doing really super this year. We're gonna try this again next year and put some more in the ground. They seem quite happy here. So yeah, no attacking by thrips, knock on wood so far, and just beautiful colors, very delicate. Well, here's the garden from this side. Thanks for joining me. If this is my nephew Kyle, I love you, honey.